Don't hesitate to change flies. If it's not working, if you're not getting strikes on it, if you're not getting follows, if you don't see any interest from the fish, take it off and put on something else. And what you put on will depend a lot on how the fish are behaving. If you see fish coming up near the surface, then maybe a floating fly, a dry fly will work. If you don't see any fish activity on the surface, then think about going underneath with either a nymph or a stream or a fly that's going to sink and go down deep to where the fish are. But be very comfortable with your clinch knot and don't hesitate to change flies. Sometimes we change flies dozens of times during the course of a day. So you want to be comfortable doing this. If you see fish activity up on the surface and you decide to try a dry fly, it could be something fun like a terrestrial. We've got crickets here and lightning bugs, and we've got ants and hoppers and beetles. And all of these flies are going to float on the surface. And I think that's probably everybody's favorite way of fishing, to be able to see your fly on the water and then see the fish come up and take it. It's very visual, it's very action-packed, and it's lots of fun. But sometimes the fish aren't feeding on the surface, and for those times we want to have a good supply of nymphs and pupa and sinking terrestrials and streamers in our box, flies that are going to sink. And if you were to choose something like one of the nymphs here, we've got an old standard, a very popular fly called a gold-ribbed hare's ear nymph. It's probably the most popular nymph in America, maybe England too. It's a very effective fly. It works in ponds and streams and rivers all over the world. You might have a selection of caddis pupa for when caddis flies are hatching. The pupa, the underwater stage of the insect, will be very active under the surface, and the fish will be feeding on them. Sometimes, if the water's a little bit high or dirty or cold, a streamer is going to be what it takes. And streamers are flies that imitate leeches, sculpins, crayfish, bigger things that will be living down in the water with the fish and that will be moving through the water, things that they'll come over and eat if they have the opportunity. A sculpin or minnow imitation are other very good patterns. This is a matuka. It's a very popular old pattern that works well. But these flies, streamers, are flies that will move through the water. We'll strip them and make them swim through the water, hoping that will tease a fish into taking them. We can put split shot on the leader with our streamers and make them go down deep. Sometimes if the fish are down deep, that's where our fly has to be. So sometimes we'll use split shot. But having an idea of where the fish might be in the water, whether they're going to be up near the surface or down near the bottom, helps us know what fly to try. Sometimes it's just a matter of changing color. If a brown super bugger doesn't work, oftentimes a black one will. Maybe it's changing size. Lots of times when the fish are feeding on the surface, if you've got a fly that you think looks like the natural insect that's on the water and the fish aren't taking it, maybe we just have to go a size smaller. So making minor adjustments sometimes is all we have to do. But being a little bit familiar with what the fish are feeding on and where they are will help us make better fly selections. So have a number of different flies available to you and have them in a box so you know where they are so that you can get to them easily. And don't hesitate to change and try different patterns when the fish are being difficult.